on Curiosity Stream. He allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Some fans gear up for game day, but some fans follow their team every day. That's why the Locked On Podcast Network has a daily podcast for your favorite MLB team. Every trade, every overtime win, every game. Our local experts cover the biggest stories around your team every day. Search Locked On plus your favorite MLB team on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts. The Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
The last thing for Quincy here, because
ask it.
You think Deshaun plays this year, man?
Yep. We've started working out, and I will say this. Deshaun is throwing the ball better than I think I've ever seen him throw a football. And it's not like I'm just like saying this, but he's super healthy. He's super focused. He's super locked in. When it comes to like putting on his cleats, walking on a field Sunday at 1:00, the first time that he does that, I think that people are going to be reminded very, very quickly that Deshaun Watson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And they might have forgot like his last year in Houston when he played. He was carrying like 3 guys who could have been working at your local Walmart at the receiver position. And he went absolutely berserk.
All right, that obviously had the internet going nuts. Quincy Avery, Deshaun Watson's quarterback, coach, prominent member of his camp. It's more than just a coach-player relationship with those two. He was on with Clint Sterner in the show yesterday to, quote, clarify his comments. Right off the top, here was Quincy Avery with Clint Sterner clarifying his comments. And John Lopez has takes on this. You do not want to miss this. This is one of the most prominent members of the Watson camp joining Clint Sterner and clarifying the Walmart greeter comments that he said. By the way, that was from Ryan Russillo of The Ringer.
The minute that I heard it, I was like, come on, man, this is getting blown out of proportion. That is not what he meant. We all know what the hell he was talking about, but I did want to bring you on and just give you a chance to clear the air here in Houston, where it all went down.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was silly, like the context in which people are taking it. What I said, I wasn't talking about the starting receivers, but there was multiple games where Deshaun didn't have any of those guys, and like Brandon Cooks was banged up. So we're playing with guys who probably aren't in the NFL anymore, and maybe I shouldn't have said like could work at Walmart, but that was just a general term, and I think people in like football would understand what I was saying. I could understand how a fan or somebody in the media could try and make it and seem like I was trying to disparage the Texans receivers, but that wasn't the case. But I'm saying that Deshaun was out here going for getting guys like Chad Henson hundreds of yards receiving. He's not somebody who you would think of as an elite receiver, but I was really just saying that no matter who the receiving core is, Deshaun Watson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and I will stand by Deshaun Watson being one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL no matter who asks him.
He did go out there and get white boy Chad 100 yards, didn't he? Yeah. White boy Chad, he had 100 yards a couple games out there.
Okay. John, your reaction to that was Quincy Avery yesterday on the afternoon show clarifying, I guess, the Walmart greeter statement.
Well, first of all, let me take my finger out of my nose and stop drooling because, you know, us regular media and fan folk, we don't know what he was saying. We take it out of context. Get the hell out of here.
There was nothing deep about that.
Get the hell out of here.
That wasn't deep.
I'm telling you, that nothing was blown out of proportion. All due respect, Clint. Nothing was blown out of proportion, and here's why. A guy like that does not make a statement like that by accident. He knows who he is. He knows who he works for. He knows he's on a national show. You don't say he was surrounded by a bunch of, by 3 or 4, whatever he said, Walmart greeters. You don't do that by accident.
He did make Bob Hansen, and we talked about Deshaun made. There were games where he went out there with Hansen and he did his thing, but that didn't come across to me as a clarification. That came out as
That's exactly what I was going to say.
It was an explanation, not a clarification. There's nothing deep about it.
He didn't clarify anything. He tried to walk it back, and it was stumbling and bumbling. And Quincy listens to the show. Feel free to call in because I'll tell you the exact same thing. That's not an accident. It's just not. Quincy Avery, to me, is a bigger detriment to the Deshaun Watson camp than anyone else in it. You always talk about Brian Burney, and there's validity there. There's no question. But Quincy knows more people in the game, tells more people different things. I know that for a fact because I know some of the people that he's talked to. And he's loose and he's sloppy. And it's an embarrassment to the Deshaun Watson camp that Quincy Avery is the sort of de facto spokesperson for him. And getting back to the comment, that's just that's a professional athlete you're talking about, and you're calling him a Walmart greeter, basically. That's not done by accident, and there's nothing to walk back. There's nothing out of context, even for us bozos that are fans and in the media.
Yeah, I have no problem saying that these receivers are Deshaun made. We talked about Mbop Hansen the whole time, but you mention him by name now.
Yeah.
So you take it a step further. You mention him by name, and you act like there was some sort of nuance and depth. And that's something that people in football or people who played football try. Sometimes there's like a certain dense presentation, and you try to act like it's more deep than it is. A lot of this stuff that Quincy Avery says goes over my head. But when you're representing Deshaun Watson, you shouldn't be calling any pro athlete a Walmart greeter. That's something for like some jamoke like me to do. So I thought it was more of an explanation of who he was talking about, more so than some sort of clarification or some sort of miscontext, because you went out of your way, you mentioned the guy by name. All you had to do was say Deshaun can make, there were a lot of injuries, and Deshaun can make any team better, and that's what it is. So I didn't look at it as much of a clarification as just an explanation in specific names. It was basically saying, hey, Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, Randall Cobb, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about this Mbop Hansen over here.
And he even said, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe. Maybe you shouldn't have. He knew what he was doing. We all sort of talk about, what's going on in the Deshaun camp and this guy and that guy. I'm telling you, Quincy Avery is the worst thing going on in his camp right now. Loose lips, sloppy.
Twitter, trying to fight people.
Mixed messages.
Trying to fight people.
Right. Goes out in public not even cryptic, just like bizarre information that can go either way or is off base or whatever.
One of the surprising things to me, too, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I thought of all the people here. Like, I would expect for me to say Walmart greeter, etc. I thought the last person that would want another NFL player called a Walmart greeter would be Clint Sterner. And I'm not trying to be a jerk.
No, he had to fight his way into the league.
Yeah, there's like a certain like brotherhood, and
and
you could power rank careers and stuff, and some people might like say that type of stuff about Clint. I thought of anyone that would take exception to someone calling anyone a Walmart greeter, it would have been Fudge.
Yeah, because he can relate, and that's not an insult. He says it.
I know that.
He had to fight into his way into the league. But it's not even about Clint. I mean, it's Quincy, and I know Clint has a relationship with him, so that's fine. But Quincy Avery is a big problem for Deshaun. We know that. And we've known that for a while. He just made it so much easier for everyone to know that.
The way Quincy acts on Twitter, talking about trying to fight people, all the stuff, calling out Dabo Swinney and stuff, it's not a good. If you want to be a face and a representation and a spokesperson for a brand, especially in this situation, you just want to steer clear. That was a good job, though, by Clint getting him on. I thought it was interesting. Obviously made some headlines. 713-572-4610. Tony, you're on In the Loop. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, like I told Figgy, y'all don't be hating on Walmart workers.
We didn't.
Oh, yeah. No way.
We didn't.
No way.
Wait a minute. Oh, Lord, because they need pads and helmets when you go up in there to work for them, because, baby, it is real intense in Walmart.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and number 2, did Quincy Avery lie? Did he lie?
Did he lie? I mean, that's an interpretive question. I mean, some people might think that some of those receivers were better than others, but I don't think it's about lying or not lying.
No, it's about being the face of a camp at this point.
Well, that and going there deliberately, because that wasn't an accident.
And then you mentioned the dude by name.
Yeah,
that was interesting. John Lopez says Quincy Avery is a little bit of a detriment to Deshaun Watson. I would think Tony Busby would agree with you. He has said as much, and I think the way that he presents himself a lot of times online is interesting. But again, props to Clint for getting him on. If you missed the interview, sportsradio610.com, as well as the Odyssey national site, has that on display.
New on Curiosity Stream.
From time to time, we have collisions between asteroids and the Earth.
We track them, we study them, we hope the big one never comes. Don't look up, it's Asteroid Rush. And alligators. They rarely get sick. They even outlasted the dinosaurs. Could they hold the secret to human longevity?
Their blood could have antibacterial applications.
Wade into the investigation on immortal alligators. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Some fans gear up for game day, but some fans follow their team every day. That's why the Locked On Podcast Network has a daily podcast for your favorite MLB team. Every trade, every overtime win, every game. Our local experts cover the biggest stories around your team every day. Search Locked On plus your favorite MLB team on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts. The Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors have the expertise to find exactly what you need and the ethics to do the right thing, even when it's the harder thing. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.